Hello and welcome to another C3 Stingray video. This is part 4 of a 5-part series on my complete interior replacement in this 84 Corvette. It's good for 84 to 89 Corvette, and actually there's information for all years in here. If you haven't subscribed yet, you need to subscribe. Hit that like button and you can hit that playlist that has all these videos plus my headliner video. In this episode though, we're going to finish off the carpet in the front, replace that dreaded knee bolster on the passenger side, and also replace the dash pad and everything else. We're pretty much completely done after this video except for the seat upholstery, and that will be in part 5. So let's just jump into it. Now we just need to finish the carpet in the front of the car. We got the rear done in the last video. Now let us work on the front. Obviously I'm starting with that side console piece. I'm basically just trying to figure out where everything goes and how it goes and just kind of smoothing it out in my hands. As you'll see, as I keep making adjustments as I keep going, trying to get everything where it needs to be. The main bottom piece is probably the easiest piece to put in. It just lays on the floor. Now I'm putting the screws in on those top screws, and the other screws going into that side panel. Now I'm going to use that nut driver on these studs for the seats. Just place it right over the stud, hit it, and it pops right through, as you can see. You just gotta feel for it, feel the top edge of it, and then take a nut driver. It's just a little bit bigger than the stud, and set it over the top and just smack it, and it comes right through. This is the easiest way I've ever seen to get these through the carpet, and I kind of just found that by accident doing it, because I was trying to figure out how to line those up, and I didn't want it to cut and be wrong. But I found out if I laid the carpet right where I wanted it to be and do it like that, it was super easy. Now I'm putting the seat belt back in. Now we're back to that knee bolster, that dreaded knee bolster. Getting those 4 nuts back on that took forever to get off. In reality, you could probably just put those 2 bottom nuts on and be fine. It'd probably stay there. I don't think it's going anywhere, but I'm gonna put all 4 of them back in. Obviously that one is the easiest one right there, because you can reach it with your hands right there underneath and just use a ratchet wrench and get it in. Now this top one, as you can see, I put a little piece of tape in there to help hold that nut in place. Now I'm using that bendable extension that I showed you in, I believe it was video 1 when I took it out, because that bends really nice. It's just a flexible, as you can see there how it's flexed in and on top of the nut, and it's really easy to tighten it. Then that's the top nut on the side closest to the passenger door, and I'm going through the top. Obviously took the dash out, which if you followed all the videos you'll know what I did, and if you haven't, you probably should go back and watch videos 1 and 2. Now I'm getting the bottom nut on the inside, and as you can see I took out that display in the center because I thought, well, maybe I'll get to that top nut through there. You can't see it at all. You can't get to it, so don't do what I did and take that out. It doesn't help you whatsoever. You can only get it from the top. It's just difficult. As you can see, there's a shot through the windshield of that top stud that we got to get a nut on. And the only way I could do it was through the top with that flexible extension. And I did get it in. to show it there. You can see the flexible extension on top of the nut. See, that's all you could see from where I took that display out. That's like that little crack there is all you can. There's no way you're going to get through there to get anything. Okay, now I'm putting that side piece by the door on. It's just screws, and that covers up the top edge of the carpet on that side. Those things fit in there really tight. It's all Phillips screws in that. And I'm putting them all back in where I was missing one last time, but as you can see, I got my little stubby screwdriver and I'm putting that screw that was missing in. And I'm putting the lighted trim piece underneath. You see I'm in a t-shirt now. I think I started out with like a winter coat on or something. I don't even remember what months I was doing this. I know it was cold one day and it was hot the next day, and this was over a period of weeks because I never had time to just devote to it, so I just do it whenever I got a few hours. So I can't really say how long it would take to do. I mean, if I did it full time, I guess I could do it in a couple days, but you can tell it's a lot of work. Doing it all, it's a lot of work. When you put that door panel on, you gotta make sure you slide that lock through the hole. That's always the difficult part, is getting that lock to slide through. I'm using a little hook there to try to pull it through. And once you get it through, put your lock cover over that. Now you can just start putting the screws in. Get the two screws in the top and that grip there, and you got the screws going all around the bottom edge. See, I'd already burnt the holes through those, so everything's already there. All I gotta do is screw it in. Well, I thought I put those two screws in. I guess I was just had them started before. They're tight now. Get the speaker cover. You see I got a pick that I constantly use to try to line up the holes. So with the new carpet and everything, sometimes finding those holes is a little more difficult. Now I'm putting the seat in. As we already know, we already pop the studs through, so all I gotta do is put the nuts on. Make sure you plug that seat in underneath before you start tightening everything down. Carpet looks really nice. Happy with the way that carpet looks. Now we move to the driver's side to do the same thing all over again. And we gotta have to work on that lock too. It slides through on this side. Putting the knee bolster in on this side. We got those two big bolts that you can see. Well, everything's in now. I guess I just skipped over putting all those in, but you got the two bolts there, and then that trim piece there with the light on it. I'm putting the main piece of carpet in, which just sits down, and we're gonna have to poke the studs through for the seat once we get it lined up. I had a lot of issues with the old carpet, right where the clutch was. The carpet was bunched up right there. It was loose and it would bunch up. And every time you push the clutch in, the edge of your foot would hit that.
sometimes it was a real pain. I mean, it would hit it. And someone with a fat foot would have never been able to do it. I mean, like a really wide foot would have never been able to drive this car with that old carpet, because you would hit the edge of that and it just messed you up. I hit it a few times and it's just a pain. So in a minute I'm going to show you how I fixed this to make sure that didn't happen again. But you're getting this side console piece in. I had to cut a hole to run the wiring for this seat. I guess I did that on the other side too. I don't know why I didn't videotape that, but there was a wire on the other side as well, so I had to make a little slit to run that wire through. Putting the seat belt back in. Right there, I'm taking glue and I'm spraying that whole spot. I mean, I'm just soaking that with the glue, because I want to make sure this carpet stays there. It doesn't move once it's up, because the other one, like I said, somebody else put it in. You could tell it was a replacement. They didn't do a very good job, and it was bunching up right there, and it would come down and hit the side of your foot every time you push the clutch in. Sometimes it was a real hindrance. So that doesn't happen now. I've driven the car several times since I've finished this, and now it's you got all kinds of room. It's fine. It's nice. You get the little footrest there now to use if you needed to. I'm finishing putting this trim piece in. All the screws in that. Just kind of repeating things from the other side. The only thing difference is the parking brake cover. Everything else is pretty much the same as the other side. And on the other door panel, once again, you gotta make sure that door lock slides through. That seems to be always the issue with me, getting that door lock to slide through. You gotta put that door lock cover over it, and then just start working those screws in. Obviously you got to plug everything in first, which I didn't show that, but you need to plug in your door locks, your light, and your switch to the back hatch. You need to plug all that in before you put your cover on, your door panel on. Once again, I'm using that pick to line up the holes. That really helps out a lot. Sometimes they're off just a hair, and you can shove that pick in there and just kind of straighten it out. It speeds up the process quite a bit. Looks like that door panel is done. Now I'm like trimming some of the carpet off the top there. It was like overhanging a little bit, so I trimmed that off to get that piece down there on the center console. You won't need to take all that out like I did. Now I'm putting that top cushion back on the center console. putting the lock back in. And putting that little arm on, the little hook arm that locks it down. You also need to pop that cover back on after you get that lock in place. That cover that goes over it, you can pop in, it just clicks into place. Getting close. Almost done here with the carpet. The power seat back in. Really don't know how happy I was getting close to being done with this thing, because it felt like it was taking me forever. But like I said, I was only working on an hour here and an hour there whenever I got a chance, so it kind of drug out a lot longer than it should have. I had to hook the battery back up so I could move that seat back. Oh, we are so close. And now it goes in the dash. You got those two screws in the center and it clips down. You can feel the clips when you're pushing it in there. Can't really see what I'm doing, but I'm putting the two screws in and the carpet is in. It looks pretty good. Thing left are those seats.
Yay! The carpet is in.
We've done it! After all these years.
All we got left now is to reupholster those seat cushions. And we're going to tackle that in the next and final video of this 5-part series on the replacement of the interior. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do, and hit that like button. And if you need any new or used C3, C4, C5 Corvette parts, check out my website at c3stingray.com. And that is it. I'll see you on the road.